Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a civilization that lived tied to the network because all the human race finished with all the world that we used to know. Everybody was trying to find strategies to win the war against the aliens called the Wikis. Princess Ellie was the commander of that part of the world. The aliens tried to convince her to be on their side with chocolate and chicken because she loved chocolate and chicken.
That's when Princess Ella decided to trick the aliens by joining them. She will go to her base and act like one of them, and she's part of her administration now. But for this, she kept a journal to tell all her human followers the activities and secrets the Wikis were undergoing, everything they did, everything they were planning to do. Everything worked out just fine for a whole month. She will ask questions and then tell her human followers what the Wikis were doing. But suddenly, her journal got lost. She thought maybe someone stole it, maybe I lost it, maybe I threw it somewhere without me knowing. But couldn't ask anyone for help because she would get caught.
Meanwhile, in Earth, everyone thought Princess Ellie had betrayed humanity and all hope was lost. The fragile economic structure was being torn apart and civil rights were quickly being ignored. Humanity was reaching a desperate state. Princess Ellie was hurt by everything that was happening back on Earth. She needed to find the journal and escape the Wikis station so she could use her new scientific and technological knowledge to win the war.
Back on Earth, everybody has this theory that the princess has just betrayed them. But a group of people that were part of the royal family start looking for ways to prove that the princess was doing this for the people, so the kingdom can get chilled until the princess came back. But all this effort became useless because there was no proof of the innocence of Ellie. And so even the royal family fell apart.
So, since Princess Ellie's innocence could not be proven and the royal family was falling apart, society began to be more distant with each other, and as the years passed, the cultural behavior changed totally. The war had ended, and thanks to the misinformation of humanity, the aliens won, but they had good plans for the humans' future. Aliens decided to do research about the human history and saw that humans were very violent, so they decided to raise the memories of every single person in the planet using a Chocomilk-powered giant laser. After that, aliens decided to observe human history as it was beginning again, and every time they saw conflict was about to start, aliens stopped it. Bye!
Aliens stopped them by selling the Chocomilk-powered giant laser at every OXXO in the world, and the Chocomilk was very delicious, so it caused a great impact in all the world. Every human being wanted to try the Chocomilk-powered giant laser. But Princess Ellie was worried that the laser had other changes in human behavior, and she started looking for the secret ingredient that the laser had. She also wanted to find it because she could prove that she was innocent by showing what the aliens were doing. And when she found the secret ingredient, Princess Ellie found out that the Chocomilk-powered giant laser had
The secret ingredient of the Chocomilk-powered giant laser caused a mental disease over time, but no one knew about it and only Princess Ellie. She discovered a way to prevent humans about it, but no one believed her because they couldn't trust her anymore. She was desperate for helping her people that she decided to risk everything and look for the lost journal, putting in risk her life and the life of all humans.
When Princess Ella realized that she had to recover her journal in order for people on Earth to believe in her, she was an intergalactic space station, place where all the Wikis gathered together in social reunions. She knew that her journal must be somewhere in the station because the day she lost it, she had been drinking a lot in the bar section of it. Furthermore, that day she had been talking to a lot of Wikis, so she suspected that maybe one of them had stolen her journal. The suspects were Ricky, a soldier from the Wiki army, Carlo, a man who had died a year ago. So if he had stole her journal, it must be on his tomb, because the Wikis had this tradition in which every person must be buried with all of his belongings, and also Rocky, an alien who had the ability to change his physical appearance to whichever he wanted to, and had gotten that nickname because one time he changed it to that one of Rocky, the box fighter from the movie.
Princess Ellie was so confused because she had to determine who had taken her signature. She started to close her eyes by remembering what these three guys were capable of. Rocky was just impossible, but he had always been a great friend of her and would never steal something from her. Then there was Carlo. He was incredibly sick by the time her journal went missing, so she just assumed that it wasn't him. And finally, there was Ricky. No one really knew, but Ricky was in love with Ellie. Ellie didn't love him back. So since then, he became her nemesis.
When Princess Ellie decided to erase Ricky from her life because he was the one who stole her journal and he had the fault of why every human hated Princess Ellie, she realized that the planet Earth had now a sector of peace. Since she was there, she couldn't make anything. Princess Leia was really sad about what happened with Ricky, but she always knew that someone really close to her had to her journal.
Princess Ellie went to the Intergalactic Space Station boot camp, where all soldiers trained just so she could find Soldier Ricky, who was the prime suspect. And there he was, talking to the general when the princess stood between them and asked Ricky about her journal. The soldier seemed confused, but Princess Ellie knew he had it. She then began telling him everything that had happened because of him, and at some point he acknowledged that he was wrong and gave the journal to Ellie.
The Soldiers' Administration Office found out what Ricky did to the princess, so they decided to send him to another galaxy far, far away, where he would not be able to do more damage. Fortunately, Princess Ellie had a big heart, so she interfered with the plan. She forgave Ricky for what he had done to her. Several days later, finally Princess Ellie would be able to return to Earth. When she was about to board the spaceship, the Intergalactic Station found out that a nuclear bomb was approaching Earth. Oh!
So Ellie and the general had to come up with a plan that was flexible enough to destroy the nuke, but also able to protect the Earth from its radiation.
As it turns out, the nuke had been sent out by a race called the Oculus, another group who wanted to conquer Earth. At this time, humans and Wikis allied because destroying the nuke would be a difficult challenge to complete. This was the time where everything went on peace and humans and Wikis finally shared together. Some say they won, some say they lost. The end of this story is up to you.